Figura! Mua!
Chris White, our reviews machine. I remember very little about Gravity Rush, save for the protagonist being called Cat and there being an actual cat involved. This is Gravity Rush 2. How is it?
It's pretty good, Adam. I mean, I'm the same. I can't really recall too much of it. I don't remember the story being particularly great, but I mean, one of the things I did love was the kind of mechanics that they used. It was quite kind of hard to kind of get used to start with, but and I think being on a Vita it was a bit trickier, whereas now obviously the remaster came out a little while ago. Now we've got a full-on sequel on the PS4, and it's really good. I'm really surprised with it. I think visually it's one of the most beautiful games or beautiful art styles I've seen on PlayStation 4 so far. And the kind of the gravity, the kind of control system that they've taken from the old Gravity Rush and kind of built it up and made a bit more out of it this time around is really quite something. It's just good fun, I think.
It is. I've played a little bit of it, obviously not as much as you. I really like the combat. I don't remember it being this cool.
I mean the combat is it is cool, and I mean when there's parts later on where you have quite a lot of enemies and they can be outside of your kind of peripheral vision, and it could be quite tricky to try and take them all on at once, especially when they're all kind of coming at you. But the way it kind of introduces the kind of the stasis field, I don't know if you got to that bit where you can kind of pull everything into, and there's like you can hold in the circle to do that and then fire it, or you can hold in the circle for a little less amount of time and then press it, and then whatever you throw hits multiple enemies in a row. There's like kind of cool things like that. There's different kinds of gravity styles. I think it's Lunar and Jupiter. One makes your kind of gravity abilities a lot faster, so you can speed around a lot more, and one's a lot kind of more heavier, and it allows you to attack with more gusto, if you will. So there's a lot more gone into that, the combat and the movement and stuff. So it is really cool, and I mean the combat's probably one of the best things, and as I say, the art style. I mean, I don't know if you got to the city, the big city.
Yeah, I did.
Which for me is just gorgeous. I think it's one of the nicest looking cities.
It was that city that, because I was a bit concerned at first that it's like this feels, it reminds me of the first game of what I remember it, but it certainly doesn't. It seems a bit more dreary, and then you hit that first city, and it's like, okay, there is a more colourful. I mean, because the story seems fine. It seems fairly. Not basic, but like we've heard it before, kind of thing. I think the characters are a mixed bag. I don't know about you, but I think I just love that it's not a puzzler as such, but I feel like sometimes the gravity feels almost puzzly, like because obviously it runs down and you have to. I mean, you can cheat it. Like I ran out of gravity really high up, but as I fell, it refueled, and I didn't think it did that.
Long. Yeah.
No, it doesn't. But I just love. Like I upgraded the I forget what it's called, the kick, gravity kick, I think it's called.
Yeah.
I upgraded that because I just love looking at a target, hitting square, and like you're in the you fly, you just basically do a flying kick at them, and then like you quickly move your aim to someone else and you press it again. The one thing I found interesting, and I wonder what you thought about this, is that I mean I turned this off very quickly, but it's kind of feels like a hangover from the fact it was a Vita game, but you can control the gravity with motion.
Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't use that really, but it's much easier to, I think, control it with the motion. Cause
you do? Okay.
I found the left stick you can move, but it just feels a bit, I don't know, a bit slow, and it takes a bit more time. So I did have a dabble with the motion controls, but it's a nice little addition, because I mean, not a lot of games continue to make use out of the motion on a standard PS4, so it's a nice kind of, not throwback to the Vita, but it remembers its beginnings, and it's just nice to kind of feature that.
It does, and I don't remember there being an online in the Vita game.
No, I mean that's cool in this, because
I do like it. Yeah.
I mean, I mentioned in the review how it reminds me of the Mirror's Edge Catalyst kind of online, where there's like races and stuff, and people can create the challenges and all that, and you can.
The treasure hunts as well. I wasted 20 minutes.
Yeah, I did.
Trying to find one of these bloody apple things.
The first one
like
I did.
apple...
Yeah, that's the first
See,
one.
the first one I
did
found easy because I saw it and I was like, oh, that's really obviously there because there's a quite a big landmark on it. I mean, obviously we're looking at different things, you and I, but the second one, like, it was somewhere around a bridge. Like there was definitely some suspension bridge stuff there, and I could not find it. Like, and I ended up just after 20 minutes retiring that quest because it's cool. That stuff's cool, you know.
Yeah, I mean, with the treasure hunts, the challenges, the side missions, the main missions. There's like the information points around town where you can talk to citizens and they'll talk to you. It's just added for a bit of kind of to flesh out the world, and they'll give you compliments and they'll talk to you and that kind of thing, and it's just really cool.
You got the side quests as well as the main story.
Yeah, which are quite.
Some of them are
long.
Some of
them are quite big. I mean, it's like they've said it's 2.5 times bigger than the original game, and I think that's in world and just as much as the scale and for the length of it. So I think the original was like 10, 11, 12 hours. This is huge.
Yeah,
you know, and there's loads to it.
There's a lot of different styles going on as well. I feel like because you got the game itself, third person. You'll be seeing this in our the video here, but there are like, it's weird because you get like the comic book kind of cutscenes that you had already in the first game, but there are some, like, sometimes it will cut back to sort of in-engine real world.
Yeah.
Then back to comic book, and then you're in the game. You know, that I find a bit of a mishmash. I don't know what you felt.
Yeah, I mean, it can do. It does it quite seamlessly though.
Oh yeah.
The kind of the manga scenes which are fine, and then it kind of it cuts out of it, or it cuts into it too fast, so you're not expecting it. The kind of the smoothness between the cutscenes and the actual live footage is a bit odd, but it kind of works well. And speaking of kind of technical side of it, I didn't experience a single problem in terms of any frame rate drops or
not
texture popping in it. And it is a big city, and there's that point where you find the city underneath the city, and it's like completely new area, and it's insane how big it feels. Like,
oh shit, yeah,
it's massive, and
that was a weird moment. That was because I thought the actual quest marker had bugged out.
Yeah,
because
I
thought, well, I'll just try it then. Yeah, I'll just fall then and see what happens. Really, that's cool.
It's like it's a wonderfully designed game. Like, it's really impressive.
It actually surprised me a little bit as well, that moment, because it's quite a frivolous game until that moment, until you realise there's like a full-on class system, not system in terms of game system, but narrative.
Yeah.
And I found that quite cool. I'm not going to spoil it. There'll probably be a bit of footage of that maybe in the video. I don't know, but I thought it was quite cool. Genuinely speaking, right? I don't know. Maybe it's because we all had a break over the sort of the holiday period, but it feels. I don't know if you agree. It feels quite fresh and kind of like quite gamey.
Yeah.
Which I'm sort of that's a good call for January to release a game that's very there's a story, but it's very gamey.
No, definitely. I mean, the open world. It reminded me of there's a place in Final Fantasy 15 called, it's like the first village in it, Lestalem, that's it, and it looks very similar to that, but it's kind of mixed with like a bit of Mexico, a bit of Tokyo, like it's futuristic Tokyo. It's like it's just cool to just explore, and you're right, It's just fun, and it's just a nice start to the year, which you're going to see a lot more games come out, but it's just it brings back the kind of the gaminess to it, where you just fighting, flying, just enjoying this great kind of control system, movement system, and it's really nice how you build up on it with like leveling up and buying new features to unlock for all your different abilities and stuff. It's just good, simple fun. I really liked it.
Well, Gravity Rush 2 is available. Well, it's actually a PS4 exclusive. January the 20th, it's available. It's £46 is the cheapest I've looked on Amazon. Just quickly, you can read Chris's full review on GodIsAGeek.com. You can follow Chris at First Avenger 83, and that's it really. Thanks very much for listening. Make sure you subscribe, you won't miss any more videos. Make sure you go to patreon.com/GodIsAGeek. These will all appear at the end of the video, so stay tuned right to the very end of the video, and there's some interesting links you can click, and if you like us, support us. Chris, thanks for your time.
Thank you,
and we'll catch you in the next vid. Bye for now.